are ready to go.
We are ready to go. We are recording now, and we're ready for...
In 5.
Are you recording on the Macintosh Book Pro 17?
I am. I've been recording for
Previously.
some time, I'm afraid.
All right, good.
Jeff, give me a quick audio check.
Check.
All right, go ahead.
Like, check.
Check it out.
Colin, you do the same?
Hey, what up?
Okay.
Good enough for government work.
Craig, give me a check.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And Steven?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And this is Ben.
Oh.
1, 2, 3. Okay, good.
We don't need to hear you.
You guys are the number brothers.
We just have to practice our counting.
How many times must I slap you? 1. Ha ha ha. 2. The count. Never mind.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Do it.
All right.
Do it to it.
All right. Here we go. Colin, you ready? Let's go.
Yep.
Ew.
All right, here goes. 3, 2, and 1. Coming up on Roundabout, rental car companies are robbing drivers blind when it comes time to fill the tank. Makeshift workshops are helping Libyan freedom fighters beat Qaddafi. And speaking of colonels, find out which industry hotshot is following in Harland Sanders' shoes.
I say.
Stick around for all that and more on Roundabout. Roundabout is sponsored by Advance Auto Parts. Visit our website, roundaboutshow.com, to get up to $30 off your next purchase. And by Tire Rack. Follow the link on our website to save up to $80.
I declare, sounds like a mighty good deal. Hopefully I hear more about this later.
From gorgeous Jacksonville, Florida, I'm Jeffrey N. Ross from Autotropolis.com.
From the Whites, Windy City, I'm Colin Bird from Cars.com.
From the Roundabout Studios in surprisingly pleasant Livonia, Michigan, I'm Stephen J. Ewing from Autoblog.com.
From the Autoline network of fine programs, or a family of fine programs, if you will, I'm your host, Greg Cole.
And I'm producer Ben Sanders.
This is Roundabout.
Welcome to Roundabout, episode 81, our weekly chat covering car culture, vehicle reviews, and some of the auto news you may have missed.
And so the panel is assembled once again. Thank you, everyone. We have made it. Roundabout number 81. As you just mentioned, Stephen.
You cut me off.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Awkward silence with music.
Hold on for one more day.
Yes. Some of the auto news you may have missed. We're back.
May have missed. Slight pause, then you speak.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
A bunch of X's, that means pause.
That means Craig shuts his damn mouth.
Well, we found Stephen's hot button issue.
I'm back.
It's been quite a spell, Stephen.
It has.
We certainly missed you. Yes. Roundabout episode 81, the expert panel is reassembled again. Stephen Ewing, Jeff Ross, Colin Bird from the White City, Ben Sanders, of course. We're all here. Well, not everyone,
the Windy City.
but whatever it is. I don't know. We're here to bring you.
Or if you're going to say it's the White City.
White.
Does this have some racial connotation that I don't understand?
No, it's just the White City.
Well, what makes it white?
We had
Snow.
this discussion like 30 episodes ago.
Well, see, that's why I don't remember.
Oh, I know.
The all
It's all
Alzheimer's.
It's all that crack cocaine.
That and the Alzheimer's. Anyway, our theme this week, the theme that is going to mesh all of our news stories and articles together, is the
Like
end
a
of
hug.
the end of days. The end of days.
Oh.
The apocalypse.
That doesn't sound much like a hug at all.
And it sounds like getting stabbed in the bladder with a bayonet.
Well.
So, our special guest of sorts this week is Colin Bird.
Hey,
Thanks for getting
Of
in here.
sorts.
Of sorts.
of
you know.
sorts.
Yeah,
He's a semi-regular.
he's getting to be quite a regular.
Semi-regular. That sounds...
Quite irregular.
Yeah, that sounds like a fiber problem there.
I was just going to say, Roundabout is fiber, and we were cleansing. Fiber for the mind.
Oh my God.
Stephen is disgusted for some reason.
I'm not.
He went to Handy. That's what happened.
I didn't go to
He
Handy.
got Indian food. Anyway.
Go
Colin,
get the Metamucil.
is that your secret for staying regular?
Go get, a glass of Metamucil each morning.
The more you know.
Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
Dan didn't have that one queued up. So, all right, moving along. We have got... What's that, Ben?
Moving along.
I didn't even intend that one. We have a contest that we're running right now, and we have
I've
to announce the
heard.
winner.
Wow.
We are giving away a set of perfect bungees. If you've been listening to the last few weeks of Roundabout, you will know that we are giving away a set of the perfect bungee. Did a lovely little video that you can check out on our website, roundaboutshow.com. And finally, all of you that have posted on our Facebook page and liked us, you were all entered to win.
You like us. You really like us.
And we have chosen a winner. So,
So-
Benjamin,
We will reveal the winner. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
I'm word. You ready?
The winner of the Perfect Bungees contest 2011 is...
Boy, that was labored.
Sorry.
Straining a bit
To do
much.
something to fill the time.
You weren't eating enough fiber to... Anyway, the
out
winner
your
this
envelope.
week... Yep.
Up to the mic. Yep. See, we really have an envelope.
All right. The winner we've got this week, selected randomly from everyone that liked us and commented on the Facebook page, is none other than Charles Edwards from Ford Motor Company, apparently. At least according to Facebook, anyway. So,
Round
Chuck,
of applause.
congratulations on your big win. And Ben's making a mess over there with the microphone, but
And he had one of the best
well,
comments. This is
yes, he
just
did.
this is just by chance, but he also had one of the best comments, which was he was going to use the perfect bungees to hold his valve covers on.
Oh,
that's it. If you need bungee cords
Oh.
for your valve, you probably have other problems, but I'm sure that's a perfectly acceptable use for the perfect bungees.
Oh.
Yes.
So, yes. And you actually did randomize this. You went into an
Absolutely.
spreadsheet, entered manually all the winners, and then randomized it, and he is actually the one that came out. So,
How many entrants did we have?
many
Many.
entrants. Many.
Many.
7.
20s of 30s.
Yeah. So, we thank you for all of your comments and your likes on Facebook. The likes, we really appreciate them. And remember, if you weren't a winner in this particular contest, you can always go to JustDuckyProducts.com and pick yourself up a set of perfect bungees. And again, thanks to all the folks at Just Ducky Products for donating to the Roundabout cause. We appreciate that. So, first up in the news hole of the show here, we have an apocalyptic commercial advertising
an
Lamborghinis.
apocalyptic car.
You could say that.
Apocalyptically beautiful.
You are a fan of the Aventador. I
This
understand.
car's design will make the world collapse.
Will it?
It is so gorgeous.
What do you like about it besides the styling?
Well, it's the styling, but
Okay.
The thing
But
I
from
like
a design standpoint, I'm
about the
talking about
styling more than anything else are the car's hips.
chair hips.
It's hips.
Don't
If
lie.
you look, its hips don't lie. If you look at the car, especially from like a top view, you
Mm-hmm.
can just see the way it just sort of widens over the back wheels, and I
Got
I
saddlebags,
love it.
you're saying.
I'm saying it's yes.
But we
I'm saying it's gorgeous. I'm saying it has got a very nice hindquarters,
Mhm.
as it were.
If
Badonk-a-donk.
Shakira were a car, it would be the
It would be
Aventador.
the Aventador,
okay.
which is funny because Aventador sounds
Means
Spanish.
Shakira.
Means Shakira.
I'm pretty sure that's a lie. but-
Italian.
So okay,
See, when I
Another fake
first,
fact brought to you by Roundabout.
they're the best kind.
Maybe fake fact. When are you going to learn that everything that comes out of my mouth is the God's honest truth?
Mm-hmm. So you were saying, Jeff?
I was going to say when I first saw the pictures of it, the rounded edges looks very Ferrari-ish.
Mhm.
I didn't think I would like it, but I do think this is an awesome-looking car.
Yeah,
What's happening in this video?
It's apocalyptic.
I think we have to describe
I
it
was-
to our
I
audience.
was getting
who's-
there, but
great
somebody
radio.
had to talk about chair hips over here.
I love those hips. They're great.
So we got
As
the
a,
Aventador.
as a person of size, I prefer.
You're proud to be your size, Steve.
I prefer. I
Do
like.
you have to get the seatbelt extender when you fly in the plane?
Am I that big?
I'm teasing you. No. It's a joke.
No.
Don't take it personally. So, okay, we've got the Aventador. This car is an orange, sort of sunburst color.
And it's gorgeous.
Yes, that too. It's driving through this, it's sort of a Bonneville Salt Flats kind of desert environ. The ground is all cracked and dried out. And the ground starts breaking apart, splitting open, big cracks forming in it. And then these things start shooting up.
So it's like slipping and sliding and turning real fast.
It's not a crocodile mile, no. But And then the ground starts falling away. Very apocalyptic looking. And then it looks like a volcano just blew its top
Stunning.
right there. You know?
Absolutely.
It makes sense that this is a 2012 model.
Yes.
Oh, I like it. Clever.
You see
That's
what
why
I
he
did
was
there?
so quiet, guys. He was thinking of that joke.
How much fun would this commercial have been to make?
Awesome.
I don't really know what's going on.
It's just awesome.
He's driving in circles in the middle of a desert.
What's not to like?
It makes me want to buy it.
I want that job.
And does anyone that can afford a Lamborghini really need to see it in a commercial?
No.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
not.
what I don't get.
I
think
just
not.
want to be the guy that got to walk into the office that morning and they handed him a set of keys and said, "We need you to go power slide this Aventador through a desert for a few hours."
No, it's probably more like, hey, we need you at this location. They'll tell you what to do when you get there. And he's like, oh, man, Mondays suck.
Yeah.
And then he shows up and like, can you drive fast and do some
And the
power
world's
sliding?"
Anyone
ending.
can drive fast in this car, I'm pretty sure. So, well, for our audio podcast listeners, you know what to do. Hit the link in our show notes, roundaboutshow.com. You can watch this video for yourself. It's hosted on streetfire.net as well. So,
The pillars that kind of shoot out of the ground. I was telling Craig earlier, they remind me of the 80s Corvette commercial. Do you remember that? Where like pillars of magma shoot out of the ground. And yeah.
we'll have to put that as a
Yeah,
companion
I'll
link.
have to find that. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
put that in the bloopers because that's quite... unless I can find it real quick.
It looks like guns or something. Like is God coming down? What's going on in the video? And hell's opening up at the same time.
Exactly.
So, and this really happened, by the way, for anyone who's just listening.
Yeah, this is all like an actual series of events.
Really?
Where
Did I was
Lamborghinis
this
come from.
Krakatoa or
Huh?
This may be it. I'm going to try...
Sacagawea?
John
What you
Smith?
thinking of?
Here, I'll go ahead and play this Corvette ad because you'll get it. If you've never seen it,
Turning the beat around.
you
All right,
will...
let's see.
let me pause this one here and mark this one, cut this out.
Fill in the airways, waiting for you to start playing, man. Tired of talking here. You're so incompetent.
I'm fired.
What? All right,
Okay.
let's- all right.
You'll enjoy this if you've never seen it.
If you're listening, watch it.
Oh, this one.
And has become at long last the most advanced production car on the planet. A new Chevrolet Corvette like never before.
Never before.
With Darth Vader gloves.
And defiant in its performance. Feel the performance of the world's first computer-activated manual transmission.
Huh? What the hell does that mean?
I don't know.
Corvette with never before available unidirectional turbine fin wheels.
Here comes the magma.
Individually
Stand by for magma.
all four corners.
Magmaculation.
This makes me think
Here
of
we go.
the,
Look at that.
It's more like laser beams.
You guys have seen
No, there's
the,
little
I
flops
guess.
of magma coming
have you
out.
guys seen the 1980, the Datsun 10th anniversary black gold
14 separate
commercial? Oh god, that one's
English or
beautiful.
metric, all updated
That's
16
beautiful.
times every operating
16 times per second.
I'm
Every
English or
operating
metric?
second.
English and metric.
Anyway,
And I've seen enough, thank you.
that's quite a treat.
Yes. Well,
But-
we'll have that in the rundown as well. So,
80s commercials were the worst.
yeah, the 80s were pretty much the worst.
In the meantime, we've
speaking-
lost Colin, so hang on.
My favorite Corvette commercial, though, is the flying Corvette that got banned.
Yeah.
With the kid driving recklessly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have to watch this Datsun one too.
Never like this before. Where's Colin?
Yep. Sorry.
No problem. Just a giant hassle.
What happened?
I don't know. You just dropped.
Did that video play all the way through?
Not all the way.
Okay.
We got bored.
Can
It
you
was
hear me now?
painful.
You'd already seen it. You're like, oh, that one.
That's
I'm
why he
leaving.
actually hung up.
See
Yeah.
this? Everything froze on my end.
I've seen this many times
Oh,
before.
16 times this week. All right, so mark that, Ben. We'll get rolling again.
Okay.
So next in the rundown, we've got another apocalyptic car story. Steven, you did some work on this on the Auto blog about
I-
rental car
I just
companies.
read it over.
Just
kind of right.
taking advantage of people.
Yeah, basically.
Really badly.
No, this is apocalyptically bad. It's
Yes.
So when you rent a car and you don't bring it back with a full tank, you have to pay to fill the tank up again. And some rental car companies charge you a premium on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And some companies now, Hertz being the main one that gets called out,
Hurts. Ouch.
are charging up to like $9.30 a gallon to put fuel in the car. So you're paying
Ouch.
$9 a gallon
Double?
for gas. Yeah, you're paying double.
Well, it costs at least $4 a gallon to pump it,
Mhm.
doesn't it? It's labor that's going into it.
Right. So I mean, one of the stats we point out is at that rate, if you turned in a Ford Focus empty, it would cost you $110 to fill up a Ford
Oh
Focus.
my god.
Well, no thank you.
It's I mean, they're probably just trying to push their. Most rental car companies now have a prepaid system.
Mm-hmm.
You buy in advance or something?
Yeah, you pay
Yeah.
a fee and then you can drop it off empty. But they're either trying to push that or make you do it yourself, so they don't have to waste time doing that themselves.
Basically.
Just laziness.
But I mean, it's
Apocalypse.
absolutely ridiculous.
So they're not like press cars, though, where you just give them back to them on fumes.
Like you always do, Steven.
Don't know.
Fleet manager for Autoblog.
Don't you ever say that. Saying those sorts of phrases makes my heart just sort of like
No.
tense a bit, and it makes my eye twitch.
Is that why you turn purple sometimes?
I gave the Nissan Leaf back last week with absolutely no gas in it.
Well, that's fine because it's electric.
No, we
So you-
always, journalistic ethics dictate you should fill the tank, but
Fill the power.
fill the power, top it off.
Plug
For the
in
power,
that
y'all.
volt.
Feel the power.
Yeah. So $9.30 a gallon, though.
$9.29.
What is this?
a gallon.
Europe?
I
Probably
don't-
worse than
no.
Europe.
No, this is not
Germany,
Europe.
Christmas.
We're getting there soon. I told I almost paid. I didn't pay it. It was $5.04 a gallon here for premium.
Ooh, what?
The worst I've had to do so far was like $4.35 for premium.
The worst
Oh, that's
I had was like
nothing, man.
$3.79.
Shut up, Jeff.
Oh,
Shut up.
so expensive.
The thing I don't get is went up so fast.
Yeah.
It did.
It's
go
like,
up.
oh, well, we're not making enough money being the most profitable companies in the world. We better just jack up the price of fuel.
It did go up.
Refinery capacity is limited.
Those are
Yep.
finger quotes. Put them close to the mic.
Well, right. It's like really the economy just sort of bounced back, right? And we always had this issue as it was
Mhm.
in terms of supply and demand. So
Right.
shouldn't be surprised.
It's
But
a fat
still.
load of codswallop, if you ask me.
Apocalyptically bad.
It is apocalyptically bad. And it fits our theme conveniently, which is great. Also fitting our theme, Jeff Ross, tornado attack vehicle. We know when the end of days comes,
Like in Alabama.
during the rapture.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Wow.
Too soon. Too soon.
Ouch, Ben.
Well, yeah, my mom lives in North Alabama, and she sent me a picture, and the city was surrounded by 5 storm cells heading towards her.
Oh, my goodness.
But fortunately, they weren't hit, but they were without power for 5 days.
5
But
days?
if they would have
It's like
had this
camping.
car that Gizmag listed,
You notice
Say
the
it very
pause that
carefully.
He enunciated clearly, Giz. Man.
yeah, so this guy had built a tornado chase vehicle, and ironically, it looks like the Transformer cars that are coming out in the new Transformers movie, the NASCAR version.
Mm-hmm.
They're just really beefed up looking, but
Yeah.
he's selling it for $100,000, and he's trying to do it to pay for a suit that he can wear to get into a tornado.
Okay,
So
first of all,
you can walk into a tornado.
first of all, I don't care how much effing armor is on a car. You're driving into something that can lift houses and throw them hundreds of miles and miles away. How are you going to survive?
Listen, if the 1990s have taught me anything, if you need a tornado attack vehicle, you buy a
Dodge
late
Ram.
90s Dodge Ram.
It was an early 90s.
It
I
was
think.
brand new.
No, it
Because it was new at the
mid-
time.
Sorry, it was mid 90s. You buy a mid 90s Dodge Ram.
Red.
You get Helen Hunt. you just put her in there. You can do anything because the truck won't
But
ever
what
get dirty or break, and Helen Hunt will never die.
But I thought the car at the end was destroyed.
Well, because
Yeah,
it got
'cause-
sucked up into it. But there are so many times during that movie where like
It was just a Dodge commercial.
it's driving through all this crap everywhere, and it like comes out of this
Twister
flaming
is the movie, by the
burst
way.
of fire, and it's
Well,
spotless.
maybe the audience didn't.
And you just watch it, and you're like, "There's no way that truck is that."
There
clean.
were cows
Well,
too.
I felt bad when the Jeep J10 got destroyed.
Yeah,
That made me sad.
yeah. Twister is a absolutely terrible movie. If you've
What?
never seen it, but I highly recommend that
For
you do.
the era, it was good. It was era appropriate.
Well, no, I say
Steven.
I say that it's an awful movie, but at the same time, whenever it's on TV, I can't turn it off. But
Well,
it's,
did you know?
Has there ever been an
Who's,
F5?
It's Helen Hunt and who's the Pat Boone guy? What's his name?
Bill Paxton?
Well, there's Bill
Pat
Paxton, and there's the other guy who looks just like him.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
Helen Hunt is.
Cameron from
Not a good
Ferris
actress.
Bueller's Day Off is in it.
He is.
Yeah,
Carrie Elwes is in it.
and
Jack
what's-
Black.
Oh my God,
not
is
Jack
Jack Black
Black.
in there?
No.
No, that wasn't Jack Black. That was what the heck is his name? He played Truman Capote.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
He was-
it's like a really weird
Philip
role for him.
Seymour Hoffman.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that was like one of his first roles. So
Yeah, and it's
And-
awesome.
The headlining song was by Van Halen. I mean,
yeah.
this on paper that was an awesome movie.
Hold on. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Did they get out alive? And I don't actually
Joe?
care.
I can't
So-
be with you anymore.
We've got this giant.
Back to the city. Joe.
It is okay.
So this tornado attack vehicle, 700 horsepower V8 engine, huge. Look at that picture, that frame in there, tubular steel.
700 horsepower.
That's a lot of horsepower, Steven.
That's a lot of horsepower.
This massive tubular steel frame looks like it's been powder coated yellow. Quite charming. But I don't care how much armor plating is this thing. I'm not driving into a tornado. It's a bad
if
idea.
a tornado can pick up a house
Exactly.
and then a Dodge Ram can drive through that house, then
Without getting dirty.
right.
Yeah.
We're going there.
Has Twister corrupted the public's knowledge of tornadoes? They think they're less dangerous now.
It's corrupted my idea of foreshadowing because it's like, oh, like when Helen Hunt's aunt or whatever, her whole house gets destroyed except for like grandma's crappy lawn ornaments. That's what gives them the idea to put the little soda can bits on Dorothy's little pellets
Yeah,
so
because
they can
they
get sucked up into the tornado. The whole house is gone, but that damn lawn ornament furniture stuff, that little like
the house
It's a garbage dump.
chingy changy clinky clink 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 clink. It's still
the house
still
wasn't
standing.
gone, Steven.
What?
Steven, the house wasn't gone.
But
It was disrupted.
I seem to remember a
disrupted.
scene where like the second story fell into the first story.
Yeah. It's still there.
Yeah,
You
but
can live in that.
that lawn art was just it's fine.
just I can't
But
take
did
that.
you know that that's I think that was the movie that the Dodge Ram debuted in.
I think so,
yeah.
too.
Well,
was
if you
a-
also
And it had
remember
a
too,
V10, and the V10 wasn't even available.
if you
Yeah.
remember,
It did not
the,
have the
the
V10, did it?
competing group of tornado
the sticker.
chasers, the ones that had all the black minivans, they were all the then refreshed Dodge
Caravan.
Caravan.
Caravan, yeah.
Caravans?
Except for the Suburban.
It was a
which-
Chrysler movie.
But
Yeah.
the Suburban got messed up.
Yeah, the Suburban got picked up.
Well, that's because it
killed
was a
the two guys
Chrysler
in it.
movie. It's like this Ram can do no wrong, but if you drive that Suburban, you're gonna die.
The Suburban will get sucked up. The Ram, not so much.
I have to believe that the Suburban weighed more than the Ram.
Now, if
But
it had
Terry
the
Elwes
LA
was
family
in it.
small block Chrysler 360 V8, those iron lumps are heavy.
Should
You
we
guys
follow
do
her?
realize that this is
We will not.
as much publicity that this Twister movie has gotten in the last.
30 years.
I think we need to start a new podcast where we review movies that are over 10 years old.
That featured a car.
Yeah,
Featured some
that
car.
features
Yeah.
some sort of car.
Car flicks or
That's a
something.
great idea, Ben. That's a great idea.
I'll scribble that one down.
Well, in less happy news, there's a little conflict going on over there in Libya. I trust you guys know that.
Down.
What?
I'm sorry,
Pronounced
where?
Libya.
Do tell.
Well, apparently...
Is that this Osama thing I keep hearing about?
No.
OBL.
Oh, you mean Obama?
Obel?
Oval.
Obel.
You know, CNN said that too, so don't just pick on Fox News.
Fox News.
Fox and Friends. Anyway, over there in the Libya, there's some little kerfuffle going on, if you will, and the Colonel Gaddafi's armies are attacking the rebels and vice versa. They're battling over territory.
I
And
declare.
obviously this ragtag group of freedom fighters, much like during the American Revolution. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
They have these hidden workshops that are arming the rebels, and they're doing some pretty innovative stuff. Armor plating trucks, modifying machine guns that they've captured, building rocket launchers, all kinds of cool stuff.
Very
if you're into
Mad
killing.
Maxian.
And it is very, very apocalyptic what they're doing. Making do with what they've got, which is admittedly not very much. But they are able to hold back the Colonel's armies, I declare. So pretty impressive what they're doing over there, this ragtag group. Colin, some parts of Chicago are a war zone.
Excuse me?
Or Detroit, I should say, rather. Anyway.
Go on.
I was
like to hear
actually
more.
finished.
Did you guys see, by the way, the one Jalopnik did about like that new? I think it was a new Hyundai Elantra that was used by the rebels and was like it looks totally destroyed already.
No.
Oh.
No.
It was a beautiful car.
So, Qaddafi.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Talk about
This story is brought to you by Hyundai.
Test drive the all-new Sonata today at HyundaiSonata.com. Tell that to Stacey, Ben. They got a
Okay.
plug here.
Yeah.
But when I first read this story, I just pictured the A-Team.
Why did you,
You know,
picture the 80s?
The first 20 minutes of the movie or the show was always like set up the problem, and then the next 10 minutes
I pity the fool.
was putting armor plating around the whole thing, shooting a bunch of bullets. No one gets hit, but the good guys win.
And then Mr. T gives an important message.
Stay in school.
Don't put me on no plane, Hannibal.
That's another sound drop there, man. Are they A-Team or MacGyver?
These guys are A-Team.
Okay. Do you think they're going to win?
MacGyver's a verb, Craig.
Okay.
When you MacGyver something.
Well, I said, yeah.
Just saying.
All right, well, agree to disagree. Is this going to be enough to hold back the Colonel's army?
Let's ask the Colonel.
Yeah, it says pin.
What it was, Colonel as a warrior? Is this going to do enough? Is this going to be enough to hold back your fellow Colonel's forces? Do you think, in your estimation?
What worries me is if they were to install a flamethrower, that poor Qaddafi'd be extra crispy, if you know what I mean.
Wow, that's
But would he have the special seasonings?
11 herbs and spices, right?
Oh, he's got a lot special going
Oh
on
my
with him,
God.
I'm afraid.
You
Well,
made me
this
lol.
story is just about done.
Lol, 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 lol.
I do
I'm gonna
want to
start
add
waffling in a minute.
the
I'm
main
gonna watch it.
picture. The main picture in the story from the New York Times showing the guy welding the big sheet
Yeah.
of steel on the front end.
Yeah.
That is not good welding form.
He's like brazing or something, isn't he? He's just like scraping at it.
I
Are
think
we
he's just trying to
still
make
talking about
sparks
cars or
for the
chicken
camera?
again?
Yeah, probably.
Where'd they get all these new Hiluxers from, anyway? Or however you
Hiluxers?
say it.
From the
Yeah,
Somali-
Hilux?
It's a high
I don't know.
luxury.
I don't know. They always seem like they were driving around new cars.
You know what this needs more of?
Cowbell.
Helen Hunt.
It's apocalyptic.
Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton just need to swing in and show them how it's
Show 'em
done.
how it's done.
Bring a couple of
They're
Dodges.
both terrible.
Really is the end of days.
Bill Pullman was the guy I was thinking of.
It's the end
Because
of
they're
days.
so similar and they're not very memorable.
Bill Pullman was from Independence Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're always like the.
Ooh, Will Smith. Wasn't he in Independence Day?
Yes.
And that Quaid guy, Randolph. Quaid.
Randy Quaid. Yeah.
Just a random thing. Do you guys know that America's first engagement when they became a free country was with Libya?
No.
I had
Sorry,
no
that was
idea.
a dry, real fact.
Are you sure it's real?
No.
It was a war against the Berber people. They had
Oh, for the carpet.
The great
The
carpet
war.
battle.
It was intense piracy, and they like stole some colonel's slave ship with all these slaves on it. So then we made the Marines, and we conscripted a bunch of what were they
The
British.
Mujahideen.
No, British and and Arab mercenaries, and we didn't pay them, but we beat the Berber people, and we came home.
Well, I'm glad we did a good deed.
Yes.
USA. USA.
It was all very terrible on both
Well,
sides.
that sounds great.
And now we have carpet named after conflict.
Well, when the end of days does come, and it will, folks, I'm
Make
preaching
no
from the
mistake.
mountaintop here. No, when the end of we're going to have to make do with what we've got. Very limited resources. And Colin, I understand.
What
there's
will our
one-
cars run on?
Good
Gosh
question, Ben.
almighty.
Well, this sort of reminds me about the story. You know how NASA people they drink their own urine, but basically it's along the same things.
But it has a fresh minty taste.
It's not terrible. It's not the end of the world to do that. I'd do it if I had to. I've seen Waterworld.
Yeah,
That
but
Bear
that's
Gillies guy did it.
Oh, you were the guy that saw Waterworld.
The
Seen
one
it
guy.
several times, unfortunately. Anyway, so this is toilet design. I don't know if this is still in concept form or this is actually something on sale, but basically it's this would be used at big outdoor events instead of a porta potty. And basically, when you do your business, number two,
Business.
yeah, business. The poop would be stored in a container, or the duty.
Fecal matter, we prefer.
I'd like to point out that no matter how old you get, it is so hard not to laugh at the word poop.
Or duty.
Or do-
It's a GMC heavy duty truck.
What about all the
Whenever I see a duty-free store, it makes me giggle.
Well, that means it's clean.
My question is, what about all the other things that happen in porta potties, like when someone goes number 3 or
Oh, no.
has to
What's
sort
number
of
3?
barf it up a bit?
Oh, okay.
It's all
What?
biodegradable,
no,
I'm
no,
sure.
Colin, that's not number 3.
Oh.
You,
So what? Okay, so you're this is collecting the feces.
Oh my
yeah,
God,
so it's a
we're-
waterless and chemicalless system. Because I think a porta potty, I don't know what that blue stuff is.
Don't drink it.
It's too late.
It's not Kool-Aid. and It's not.
oh my God, we've
Yeah,
all
just for the hell of it, I googled going number 3.
Oh, God.
What is it?
I'm not
Well,
can't
to
say-
quote Michelle Naranjo, you have to change the sheets.
I'll take a logical
Oh
guess.
my
on what
God,
it is and
we
look it up later. But
we've all just turned 10 years old.
Poop. All right. So
anyway, the poop's in a container, and then so there's microorganisms in there, and they eat it up, and you can turn it into a biogas and use it as.
well, they said they were using it to fuel their barbecue grills, I think. Just
Oh.
equally disturbing, but
It's the flavor saver.
Oh.
Oh.
Some,
I'm sorry.
Yes,
somebody,
that.
but Mud Monster asked, does it involve catheters? Possibly.
well, if your bag were full, you could conceivably empty it into the Lou Watt, which is what it's called.
Yes.
I'm sure what Charles Watt, James Watt, steam engine inventor's rolling in his grave right now, being associated with this filth.
Pooping in his grave.
He's number 3 in his grave.
God.
So yes, apparently the company was recently awarded a $100,000 grant, U.S. funds, by the way, from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to further develop the technology. So how about that? They're working to save the environment and keep stadiums and other large public events clean. That's the level up sound, the roundabout level up. And Jeff's giving us a thumbs up on the Skype right there.
Thumbs up.
So yeah, Lou Watt, Colin. Any of these over in the Chicago yet? I know it's still under trial, but you guys are a forward-thinking Midwestern city.
Yeah, I mean maybe they should. I don't think there are, but we
How they-
we do.
That's how they
Are
power
they going to
their
add
trains.
walls?
Yeah, that's a good question. That could be a significant barrier to their widespread introduction, the lack of privacy.
Well, you could just talk to the guy next to you. Hey, man, what's up?
Do you ever have blood on your stool?
You know
Oh, God.
I used to.
What?
Courtesy flush.
Okay, it's time to move on. I'm sorry. I'm stopping this
All right.
this instant.
Well, that's...
Speaking of flushing,
Yes, next, Jeff, you're up onto it.
Let's. Yeah.
this guy in Kentucky who lives in a marina area, his neighborhood was getting flushed out by floods, and he has a nice little 911 sitting in his garage, and to save it, he used an inflatable boat lifter thing to inflate and keep his Porsche above water level.
Literally.
Literally. It
Yeah.
was quite ingenious.
Thing looks pretty precarious, though, floating on top this little rubber dinghy, as it were.
I mean, he must.
It looks like he didn't quite center it right.
Look at this guy's house.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say, is that a castle?
Yeah, look at this dude's house.
That's his moat, guys.
Yeah. No one's getting to my house. But I mean, if he has enough insurance to, take care of the house, you think you just let the car sit? But
He has sentimental value.
Yeah, maybe.
you want it in the divorce.
That is such a house. I would love to live in that
It's
house.
beachfront,
I would love to
apparently.
visit the house.
It probably has a black mold problem, Steven. You wouldn't want to move in there, all right?
Yeah.
I'd love to visit the house.
If it comes with the Porsche, I'll take it.
And
What
he
about
actually-
that?
Tree. I
Do
like
you-
the tree in the middle of the front steps.
I was just going to
Yeah.
say, what kind of tree is that? I'm going to guess it's a cottonwood, but I have no idea.
Oh, it's an oak.
I don't think so.
That is such a cool house.
Judging by the shape of the leaf,
Look at the
Leaves.
giant deck that surrounds the house.
it's water. I told you.
Yeah, it's like 360 degrees of deck.
I want to go on a date with this house.
No, I really
I
think
don't know
that's.
who
What was
owns
the
this
story
house,
about
but
again?
It's probably someone I would like to have buy me dinner.
Well, it's an apocalyptic situation, though, really, unfortunately.
Because they're dealing with floods and whatnot in the central lower southern states.
in the stroke belt.
I like TY Guy 99's. It's OBL's beach house.
He's a new
OBL.
listener, isn't he? Or viewer in this case, since he's watching the live show.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome. Well, we do hope you
Welcome.
come back. Yes, we haven't scared you away with all this vulgarity from a few minutes ago during Colin's
As
story.
Luke says, it's potty chat.
Exactly, when Colin deliberately let things get out of control. During his story. So, guy floating his Porsche. It's pretty clever.
Floating the Porsche.
Floating. Left
That
a float.
sounds
He
like-
left a floater, you could say.
Oh my god.
Steven, speaking of,
I hate
We were
all
just
of
in
you
Kentucky.
So much. We're
another
still in Kentucky.
another Kentucky-related
I
story.
feel like I'm always in Kentucky. This is good news.
This is good news. This
This
is
is-
hilarious news, too.
How is this hilarious? news?
How many Kentucky colonels are there?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
maybe if you don't have a sense of humor, Steven, it wouldn't be funny, but it is hilarious to me.
I have a sense of humor, but
I didn't say you
it's-
didn't. I just implied it heavily.
Well,
Anyway,
there's good news here, and the good news is that GM has invested a whole buttload of money, $130 million, into Bowling Green, Kentucky, and hired like 250 people at the Bowling Green assembly plant, which is where they build the Corvette, and they will build the next generation Corvette,
the C7, I
the
understand.
C7, the much anticipated, highly speculated.
Hullabaloo, isn't it?
Is it a four-door? Is it mid-engine? Does it
Is
have
it a
all-wheel
four-door?
drive?
Is it a Cadillac?
Is it a
I
Cadillac?
think it's an airplane.
It's made out of pop bottles.
It is an airplane.
All right. So they're investing some cash in the Bowling Green.
Hmm.
Is a Bowling Green where you play like bocce ball?
No, but what's ridiculous, sort of, is that they made Mark Royce. I guess is the guy's how you Royce.
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 It's got to be
Rooster.
German, Royce.
Royce.
They
That's
made
R-E-U.
him a Kentucky colonel.
Well, triumvirate, if you will. Me, Qaddafi, and Mr.
Made
Royce.
him a Kentucky colonel for his
Colonel Royce.
contributions to the dear state of that place I drive through on my way to other states.
They have horses there and apparently horsepower.
Oh, God.
I've always thought it was weird they had this plant dedicated to the Corvette
in the middle of nowhere.
in the middle of nowhere.
Well, it's so they don't. That way, no spy photographers want to go hang out. Not that they do R&D
Kentucky
there,
is a
but-
lovely state. I've been to several of the Flying J's along I-75.
I'm just saying though,
Very
like
nice.
there's nothing else built there.
Right.
You'd think they could get some extra money out of it.
Yeah, they're gonna open a production line of the Sonic right next to the one where they build the Corvette.
That'd be awesome. Oops, we accidentally put this LSA in a Sonic.
Sonic. That Sonic, the moment you start it, would just explode.
But good news for the fine folks in Kentucky. Big investment from General.
How is this apocalyptic or end of days?
Because the Corvette is an apocalyptically fast car.
That-
and
That's a-
if
that
you're,
just-
We
Scratch
just
that
talked
back.
about
And
a
if you
Sonic exploding.
if you get
Hello.
in a ZR1 the day after you get your driver's license and your name is like Cassie and you're a 16-year-old girl and you have your iPhone and you're going to see your friends and
And
you get
is-
in a ZR1 and you try to drive it down the road, it will
Shit's gonna
end your
explode.
days.
Well, let me
It
just
will
say,
end you.
if you're driving a Z06 in the rain, that's a good recipe for end of days too.
But there's a part 2.
Part 2 to number 2.
Yes.
So yes,
Wow.
good luck, state of Kentucky. Comes from the BG Daily News, Bowling Green.
Yeah. Bowling Green, Kentucky. There's also Bowling Green, Ohio.
There is, and there's a university there, isn't there?
There is Bowling Green State
Is it that? Is
University.
that what it's called, Ben? Can you check that fact?
Do we have any? Do you know, Steve, any speculation about what the C7's supposed to be like? I think last time I read it was.
Seriously, we've heard everything from it's going to be mid-engine to four-door to rear engine to front engine to all-wheel drive to
Here's what I'm going to throw
twin
something.
turbo to
Steam engine.
electric to. It's going to be a Murano Cross Cabriolet with an LSA engine.
With a V7,
a V7,
because they had to make room for the slope.
and the
of the
back
hood,
end
yep.
of it is going to be the Volt's rear end.
for aerodynamics.
A
Yeah.
V7.
But it's more balanced, come to think of it. Here's what I think the C7 Corvette's going to be. Almost the same as the one we've got today, but with some minor changes. Maybe
They'll bring back the flippy-do headlights.
perhaps those awful.
I think
Never
Car Driver was
before.
saying that
There again.
the split the rear window that they showed on the Stingray concept was going to be an option at least.
Yeah.
So you can't see behind you.
Pretty much.
That's great. Well, it'd be like the Camaro then, right?
You don't need.
But by then,
Yeah, but the
backup
car-
cameras will
With the
be
Camaro,
standard.
you can't see out of any angle of the
Well,
car.
yeah.
So
Obstructed view.
I'm sorry, that reminds me of a tangent, though. Do you guys, you remember that backup camera thing, how they mandated that for 2014?
Ugh.
And now they're backtracking because they're like, for every life saved from this, it would cost like $100 million or something. It's like,
Those are
okay.
expensive lives.
Plus, it makes people lazy. I don't have to look over my shoulder and smash
These are
into something else.
They're children's
you-
lives, so
Yeah,
they're
you
not
don't run over the kid behind you, but you back into the telephone pole.
Hmm Or that bus full of special needs kids.
oh,
That's happened a
Too
lot.
far. Too
Going
far.
to drop you off
Yeah.
after a day's
Wow.
work, Craig.
Yeah.
It's a tearjerker.
Well, speaking of tear jerkers, our next apocalyptic story. Well, plague could be a part of the apocalypse. No, pestilence
Probably.
Surely.
at the end of days. So we've got a story here about disease and cars. Colin, you
Disease.
singled this one out yourself. Talking about toilet
Disease.
seats.
Yeah, I mean, everyone ran it, and it was
Colin
quite a
Bird.
lively chat.
It's
and,
from IBSLive.com. Oh, IBN. I'm sorry.
Yeah, IBN.
IBM.
Anyway, so it was these researchers in London. Basically, they studied the steering wheel and they studied a toilet seat, and they found out that a steering wheel has 700 bacteria per square inch, and a toilet seat has 80 bacteria per. And so, admittedly, people have said the toilet seats are actually a lot cleaner than other surfaces. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen this about like keyboards before. That keyboards are dirtier than a toilet seat. But yeah, I mean, you can get food poisoning from your car. You know, it's got this. I think it's called Bacillus cereus. I'm sure I said that horribly wrong.
Scott Bakula?
Serious.
You got Scott Bakula on the steering wheel, and that's a known foodborne illness. And you digest it, you won't be going to work tomorrow. So,
Awesome.
no Scott Bakula.
This is Medical Chat brought to you by med student Colin
But I
Bird.
work-
And we incorporated potty chat back into it too.
Yay. Colin Bird wins the day.
Yay.
So what is the moral here? What are they telling you to do? Like clean your car or something?
Oh yeah, they said in the study that 10% of people never clean their cars.
I believe
when they
that.
own, yeah, and then about half. Let me look up the real one and not just speak out of my ass.
That's the nice thing about the
How
press
often
cars. They're
steering
always
wheels
so
and press
minty,
cars
fresh,
get
and
clean?
If you get them when they're new.
If you get them they're always so clean when you get them. They always smell so nice, and they're all like
Mm-hmm.
they don't have a speck of dirt in them anywhere. It's so nice.
All right, so only 33% of people clean their car at least once a year, and 10% never clean their cars.
I
So
believe that
basically,
10% is actually 20%. I used
I
Mini owners is 100%. I used to work at a mini dealer. Well, was the only
No.
one in state. I don't know if it still is, but we as
You
a
worked at
carport.
someplace.
It was Bavarian BMW. They were the only mini dealer in the state at the
Okay.
time. And some of the people that drove the minis, they loved their cars. Don't get me wrong, absolute filthy animals. I mean, this one car I'll never forget. There was like ankle deep pea gravel on the floor mat. The guy had never never cleaned it ever.
Wait, you worked at a mini dealer?
It was mini, and
Did you
they
have
had
to
them in,
did you have to
in
dress
store.
up all cool like the models?
I
at the
don't know
auto
how to be
shows?
cool, frankly.
You had to wear something swanky and serve smoothies.
No, none of that
Oh,
stuff. But yes, I believe it. 10%. Ben, look
This
at your
is-
car, the G8.
What are you saying?
The film on the rearview mirror that that might be something.
oh dear.
It was fog.
No,
permanent
it
fog.
It was
This is why I only drive a car once and then burn it. And
they're
get into
disposable.
another.
Disposables.
We live in a
Well, just
throwaway.
think about how many people drove it just to get it to you.
God damn it.
Because it comes
Right.
off the assembly line, and at least 4 people have touched the steering wheel before it even starts.
Ugh, who knows if they've
True.
washed their hands after
And then the
using loo-wop.
truckers are dirty. He
Oh,
puts
that's
it on
not
the
a
truck.
generalization or anything.
Truckers.
Some truckers have subpar hygiene.
I believe that, but I'm sure
Some.
some of them are very clean. Some of them
Michelle
probably
told
have
me
medical
that they
reasons.
take trucker showers.
Yeah,
Which she
we learned on
promised
the
to
road trip.
demonstrate, but never did.
Have you
Which
never?
is-
You've never. There are trucker showers at Flying J's.
I know, but it just sounds like
Truck stop shower.
I'm going to show you a
Always-
trucker shower.
Truck stop
Always wear
shower,
your
then.
shoes.
Truck stop
I'm gonna
shower.
go
That's what it
undercover-
was.
I'm going to go do an undercover story at a truck shower tonight.
Is it a
That's
is
a-
it like a birthing of a
Is that
truck
for your
shower?
side job, Jeff?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm an investigative reporter.
Go on.
Investigated.
Yeah, tell us more.
I can't.
Well, cars. You people are filthy animals. Clean your goddamn car. All right.
More than once a year. You should clean it once a month.
It's disgusting. Steve. We
It
need to
is
draw the
disgusting.
line. All right.
No, it's absolutely disgusting. I hate that.
Yeah. And
These
wash your
people are-
hands after using the toilet, please. Coming up after the break, an old-fashioned shootout goes down in our blind spot corral, and John Candy would be proud. Find out what newly released motion picture is causing all kinds of trouble with today's youth, and we'll get to another exciting installment of The Price is Correct. So don't you go nowhere. We'll all be right back. But right now, I would like to take a moment to talk about our friends at Advance Auto Parts. Visit our website, roundaboutshow.com, and click on the Advance Auto Parts link. It's on the right-hand sidebar of the page, and you, yes, you can save some big bucks. There's an exclusive affiliate offer that we are offering to you, our loyal fans, that will save you big. Orders of $30 or more, you will save $10 on. Orders exceeding $50, take $20 off that. Orders of $100 or more, chop $30 off that bill. So 10 off 30, 20 off 50, 30 off 100. Those are some pretty gosh darn good deals.
That's
Wouldn't
all-
you agree?
Good
I mean,
deal.
Colin,
That's
Chicago.
a lot of savings, Craig.
That's a lot of math, Craig.
Yeah,
But
those
no
are-
oil.
It's the car show.
Oil, you're right, Jeff. Oil is the only item that is excluded from this. We learned that from Bill Prosperi, who took advantage of it. So.
But you could get cleaning wipes for your interior.
yeah. All manner of products to wash and clean your car. That is true. They sell
I did.
everything. So, in order to get these deals, and this is very important, you have to follow the link on our website, roundaboutshow.com. One more time, the advance button is over in the sidebar on the right-hand side of the page. So, if you look for it, you can't miss it. You click on that link, takes you to their website. Great. Even if you're not in the market for car parts or anything like that, aftermarket or otherwise, you can still click on the link and show that you care, that you support Roundabout, and you support Advance Auto Parts,
care.
our fine
I just
sponsor.
clicked on it 20 times.
Thank you, Colin.
You care so much.
I want spark plugs.
Yeah.
Spark plug. So, yes, Advance Auto Parts. Go to our website, roundaboutshow.com. Get some great savings. The savings don't
Awesome.
lie. The numbers don't lie, Ben.
Neither do the hips.
The savings
As we
are
learned.
right there.
You took the words directly out of my mouth.
That sounds dirty. Anyway, it's time for our blind spot story of the week. When news topics go unnoticed, are underreported, or otherwise fall off the radar, they land in our blind spot. And this week, we've got a little feature that's all about motoring value. Yes, with gas prices creeping ever higher in this country, many drivers are asking themselves, how can I save some money? You could shop at Advance Auto Parts. It's a good way to save. Or
Shameless plug.
we've got a wonderful little story on cars.com that is comparing some popular and thrifty vehicles to some perhaps less popular public transportation. So the article's pitting a 2012 Ford Focus, the brand new one that just came out, a Chevy Volt, Nissan Leaf, and a commuter train in Chicago. Now,
What was
Colin,
that second one?
Chevrolet Volt?
I've never heard of that.
No?
No.
You haven't heard about it for the last, 4 years?
What's the Volt? Is it like a Silverado?
Well, it takes 1 volt, it's electrical pressure, to push 1 amp through 1 ohm of electrical resistance. So keep that in mind. Hope that answers your question.
And
Colin
Chevy
Bird.
patented that.
So it's a car?
Colin Bird, cars.com.
Yeah, so last week we did this in conjunction with ABC News, and basically we pitted the cars you just described against the commuter rail here, which is called the Metra.
The feminine version of the Metro.
They named the car Volt?
I realized the other
Steven's
day that
mind
not
is
everyone
blown
has
right
commuter
now.
rail, so I won't be glib and just assume that everyone has commuter rail. But so basically, we compare that to these cars, and what we found out is that per commute, per trip, with our electric costs, the Nissan Leaf is far and above the cheapest way to get to work, and the Chevrolet Volt is also cheaper than taking a train. And our train costs it's about $4.28 a day for 2 trips. So you're still doing it cheaper than that. And so the most expensive is the 2012 Ford Focus. Per trip, you're spending about almost $9.
But with the lowest upfront price, I'm sure.
Right. Well, that was the other thing is, so first off, a commuter rail to you personally doesn't cost anything, right? So upfront, of course. And yeah, the Ford Focus is about $18,000, and the Volt and the Leaf, one's $33,000 the Leaf, and the Volt's $41,000.
Yikes.
I mean, we also compared the Prius, obviously, and the Prius is it's more expensive than taking the train, but less expensive than the Focus, as it should be, and that one's $23,000.
Did you guys factor in parking?
We did all the other extra steps. We didn't factor in parking, I don't think, but we did factor in time. So, for instance, if you took the Metra, it's going to take about 35 minutes to travel this 30 and a half miles from the suburbs to downtown. If you took a car, it's going to take about 62 minutes. No, sorry, 62 minutes.
What about maintenance costs of the vehicles versus the train?
We mentioned that. But we didn't factor that into it. But we mentioned the fact that you're doing these upfront costs on this. You have insurance costs. You're probably going to have to pay to park somewhere. But just literally the per trip, like that economic part, it's cheaper to drive on electric in Chicago. So mind you, like in California and places like that where electricity is actually more expensive than even
Or
gas
scarce with the rolling blackouts.
Yeah, and we also did this when gas was it was around $4.15, $4.35 a gallon, and like I told you, I saw the gas station near me is $4.89 a gallon now, and it's getting close to $5 for regular. So as gas goes up, if electricity costs stay the same, Chicago, we have 3 coal plants, but we primarily use nuclear power plants. So it's like we have a really solid source of electricity from a good cheap source.
I think we use hydropower in Detroit here, Ben. We're surrounded by water, right?
Did you wash the steering wheel when you were done using the cars?
You're preoccupied, aren't you?
So if the train was the cheapest, which one was the best value?
Sorry, could you ask that one more time? I was looking at the chat.
If the train had the lowest costs, which one was the best value?
Oh, which one was the best value? So I mean, this all depends on your own cost, but per trip, the Nissan Leaf has the best value per trip. Now, when you don't factor in buying the car.
But if the Leaf were more expensive per trip, which would be the best value?
Can we fire Craig?
I'm sure you're not the first one that wants to do that.
Oh.
Pressing me against the wall here.
Whoa.
Not everything gets to be dirty.
Like the steering wheels, right?
It's roundabout.
Filth about. So yes, very interesting study, and you guys put a lot of effort into this. It sounds like all the driving, all these different routes, and comparing and looking up facts and numbers and double checking, and yeah, it's good stuff. And where can people find this article besides roundaboutshow.com in the rundown?
You can either go to cars.com or to get to it quicker, probably kickingtires.com. That's the main cars.com blog.
Okay. What do you guys specialize there? Specialize in there?
Specialize?
Mm-hmm. At Kicking Tires.
New car news.
Okay.
Basically, like similar to Consumer Reports or what AWOL Autos puts up, stuff like that. Just car buying tips, stuff like
That's
that.
good. That's great.
I was going to come out with a competitor, slashingtires.com.
That'd be like the Jalopnik version of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, very nice. Thank you for that, Colin. Train, planes, and 4 automobiles.
No planes.
Oh, that's why I crossed it out.
At the end of the day, the train will kill a lot of people.
Suicides mostly, though, right?
You guys ever see that movie where the train wouldn't
Speaking-
stop or whatever, and it crashed through like Union Station, Chicago? I can't remember where that movie is now. It had Clint Eastwood in it, I think.
It was. What was the Need for Speed? Is that it?
Speaking of,
What was the one to
trains,
Pelham
and
123? The one that just came out. That was lame.
We've got a train going by here, guys. Pause for a second. We're conveniently located adjacent to a rail line. I don't know if you can see that through the microphone, guys.
No, it was just the little one. It was just a caboose.
It's a
front.
baby train. Aww.
It's
Oh,
that
what was
truck-
that movie? Unstoppable? God. It's a
Con
euphemism
Air. It was
about-
Con Air, wasn't it?
That was the one where the train couldn't stop, right?
Con Air.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's still out, I think.
The
Is that
entire
like
movie was a
Speed,
euphemism
but with a
about
train?
a penis.
Whoa.
Sorry.
What? This is a family program called Need We Remind You?
Colin.
Good lord.
Well, moving along, I think we can get to our stupid car trick. Ben? Go on, boy. Go get it. Come on now.
all
Sounds
together
like that.
now.
Sounds like that train went through Union Station there.
Stupid dog. It sounds like a Dodge Ram driving through a house.
Is that what it sounds like onto it here? So there's a new motion picture out. It is all the rage with the kids, I understand. What are you sighing about, Steve?
I hate this franchise.
It's something called Fast Five, I understand, right?
I hate this franchise.
Why do you hate? You did not a Vin Diesel fan or that other guy?
All of it.
Steve Walker?
All
There's
of
2
it.
more coming.
All of it. I know.
No way.
2 more.
It's just not
The
my
quick
thing.
and the angry. Anyway,
It just ain't my thing.
all right. So it's about automobiles, and it's kind of a bad influence for some of the younger drivers in and around areas, So, what have we got here, Ben? We've got a video
It's true.
coming to us from thecarscoop.com, and it's some hooligans that apparently
Cars coupe.
watched said motion picture and are now recreating it in the parking lot of the theater, which I'm afraid I know which movie house this is.
Which one is
This would be, I'm 99% certain, this is the AMC Forum 30 in Sterling Heights off of Hall Road, which is M59
Yes.
and Mount.
Oh, good. As long as it wasn't the AMC 20 directly by my apartment.
Well, you probably would have heard the screeching tires and the screams.
Probably.
But, so got all kinds of fun-looking riced out type cars.
When
in
did
the
this
parking lot.
happen again? When was this
pretty
premiere?
recently? Oh, the premiere? That
Or
I
when
don't
It was last Friday, I think.
So a week ago today?
No. These guys should have
Oh,
been
the-
watching Roundabout show.
A week ago today?
Yes. Let's say
No.
yes.
Okay.
Does it matter
Today
why?
being Friday, the
I was gonna
live
say
date,
that would have been
not when the
that would have
podcast
been
is released.
funny if Jeff and I lived near each other because I could have taken my STI and showed those
hooligans and outs.
biznitches a thing or two.
It's like a Nopi Nationals car show going on here. The Hyundai Genesis.
Where's the
Genesis.
Volt?
Genesis. Where's the Volt?
Where's
It's
the
got a
leaf?
sport mode, guys.
Where's the leaf going?
Next to the Crown Vic. So all kinds of riced out cars here, or modified if you
You can't
prefer.
say riced out. As a Honda owner,
Well, you're one of
you can't
them.
say riced out.
folk.
My car isn't riced
There's
out.
a lot of Hyundai Genesis coupes in this.
It's the Genesis Club forum meeting, and then a Suburban
Oh.
does a nasty, wicked burnout, smoking like, I don't know, wildfire or something, and all kinds of mayhem. Oh, look at that SRT4. Can you believe that? I'm just clicking through here right
Caliber or neon?
Neon.
Neon.
Oh, so the less dangerous one.
What's
that
dangerous
truck
about
driver had pipes on the back of his car. I hate people who do that.
sticking out of the bed or what?
Yeah, you know, when they get rid of their catalytic converter and all that and just spew out all this nastiness.
So you hate me?
Do you do that?
On the Focus? Yes.
I'm getting seasick from watching this video.
Yeah,
gonna-
it's not. These aren't professional videographers.
Ah! Whoa!
Hearing
Ah!
Inside voice.
Sorry.
Oh my god!
Stephen, you look like you've
Oh,
seen a
and-
ghost.
And then there's a guy in a Sebring convertible.
Yes. Did you do a front drive burnout?
He said Sebring convertible, Stephen.
So it can't get enough power to the wheels to make it spin.
No. Oh, but no, that's not the police. Never mind. That's a Volkswagen station wagon that had flashing lights on it.
Just a Sportwagen, perhaps.
Vielleicht. Aber ich weiß es nicht. Anyway, check it out on what's the site, Ben?
Round of something.
Yeah.
Roundabout.
We thought this was sort of, end of days-esque. All these kids causing mayhem. So, but Jeff, in this same vein, you yourself personally had.
I patronized this movie recently.
Are you going to give us a review of it?
It made me laugh multiple times in areas it probably shouldn't have.
Okay.
It was entertaining.
Okay.
Whether it was worth it cost us more to go to the movie, of course, than it did to go to dinner. But
Well, if you're eating at Long John Silver's, it's understandable. Take your wife someplace nice like an Applebee's.
no, movies are expensive now.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard
Anyway, I was driving a Subi WRX,
time.
and I parked it next to a '69 Chevelle. Thinking it'd be cool. And when I came out, there was like a crowd of people surrounding, and there's a Jeep Wrangler too, surrounding the three vehicles. And it turns out the owner of the Chevelle was one of the people, and he really wanted to race me. But,
I think you'd have given
but
him an
I
old-fashioned
read the
selector.
warning on the movie, and it said, "Do not go out and race."
So you heeded said warning.
I had heeded said warning.
I've been drinking since No.
But Fast 5 was better than Twister.
Well, that's not
How
saying-
dare you? How dare you, sir.
bitch.
What?
Shame, you ignorant slut.
So why didn't you race him, Jeff? Other than it being highly illegal and dangerous.
And that's something you shouldn't do
The
in
biggest
any press
thing, I
car
would have been
ever.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
He would have beat the Subaru because it was not the STI. And
They're still pretty quick.
They're actually
Yeah,
kinda
but-
fast.
Plymouth.
he had a cool Chevelle.
Yeah.
I didn't lose. I'm not a good loser.
You get very disgruntled. Well, thanks for snapping that little pic there, Jeff. We appreciate it.
Jerf.
But Jerferson.
Jerf.
Jerferers.
But moving along, next up, we're doing The Price
My
is
favorite
Correct.
game.
Which, by the way,
Hooray.
The Price is Correct is brought to you by Tire Rack. Follow the link on our website, roundaboutshow.com, and you can save $80. $80 off the purchase of four qualifying Goodyear or Dunlop tires. Goodyear or Dunlop tires, 4 qualifying.
4?
Yep.
4.
You can save $80.
4.
Go to our website, roundaboutshow.com, click on the Tire Rack button, which is strangely at the top of the page.
Strangely, how to get there? I
Ben-
don't know.
Ben does that internet magic, all the tubes and stuff. But
Yep.
moving along, it is now the moment you have all been waiting for. The Price is Correct.
Here it comes!
Internet's
The most exciting
podcast game.
of fantastic prizes. The fabulous
10-minute-ish.
prize is
Correct. Insert contestant name here.
come on down!
And this is the point where I hand the baton off to Jeff Ross. Did you take it, Jeff?
Craig's fisting the computer right now.
I believe I am not.
just saying. That's what I noticed.
All right, so with
This is
the
your
end
baby.
of days theme, I came up with 4 cars. The first
So
up,
what are we doing here for any new listeners? First?
the price is correct. I name multiple vehicles that I found in or about the interwebs, and
Ooh.
I have you guys, the panelists,
the
if you will.
illustrious participants. Yeah.
Yes, I have you guys try to guess how much said people are asking for their wares. Now, I
Sounds so official.
Going to the bazaar, the Turkish souk.
So I spout off the information, and you guys try to guess how much they want for it. And the winner wins nothing.
But pride and bragging rights.
Pride and bragging rights until next time.
Bragging
Gadget.
rights.
All right, what's our first vehicle then?
Okay, the first vehicle we have up in the end of days theme is a 1987 Ford F-350 armored car.
Who even has one of these and why? Are they trying to drive through a tornado?
Yes.
It would be perfect, but this is a
fantastic.
diesel engine with miles that are unknown.
Your
little bit
odometer
of
broke
rust,
like 300,000 miles
And
ago.
this guy's wife says it has to go. She doesn't want an armored vehicle lying around. So yeah, not much.
Berkshire?
What?
Berkshire?
It's a Berkshire, yeah. That's the
Berkshire
conversion
armored car.
company, I guess. I don't know.
Berkshire
Dang.
armored car. This thing's
But
awesome.
it's Brinks like truck. So
Okay.
keep that in mind. Brinks is, of course, the famously known armored vehicle company
Mm-hmm.
or bank. All right, so who wants to take a crack at this beautiful blue armored vehicle?
Pass.
A grand.
A grand. Steven says
$1 grand.
Oh,
1K.
So does this work like if I bet $1, then I can win?
son of a bitch, don't bet $1. My dollar.
Don't you dare bet the dollar. No, you have to come up with a real price because
Yeah, I'm gonna say because of just the steel and the scrappage, $4,000.
I would like to point out
Oh.
really quickly that in the chat Luke just said $13,000.
I think this guy wants you to call him, Luke.
$100 billion.
Give him a call and offer him $13,000 for this.
Well, Scott
and
and
you will
Cleveland.
be my hero.
Does
Scotty-
it get good gas mileage? I don't know. The engine's in a crate.
Steven, you weren't around for that, and we've never actually aired it, but
No.
we'll explain that after the show, I think.
Rick, what do you think?
Scott
You can't-
and Cleveland nailed it in the chat, 2,500
Oh.
U.S. bucks.
Colin didn't even guess.
He said
I did.
He
I
did.
said 4,000.
Ford
Oh,
G.
I'm sorry, I wasn't.
You blocked
I'm
him
not
out for
paying
some
attention to
reason.
anything Colin says.
I've noticed.
Also, Craig.
Hmm?
What?
All right, so Craig, you're going with 2,500.
Indeed, I am.
Well, that is the winning bid because that's what he's asking. $2,500
I won for once the
in
first
the
time.
rally. Craigslist.org.
Craig
Have you
cheated.
ever wanted to visit
did.
Tajikistan? Well, guess what? You're going. You've just won a 4-day, 5-night all-expenses-paid vacation to Dushanbe, the nation's lovely capital. Enjoy luxurious accommodations in one of Central Asia's top-rated 3-star resorts. Pack your bags.
I'm going to Tajikistan. I've always wanted to see Dushanbe in the spring.
I like how declarative it is at the end. Pack your bags.
Get out of here now.
You are flying Air Koryo, North Korea's national flag carrier.
Oh my God, that was funny.
Well, I've never won before. I'm amazed. So Jeff, vehicle number 2. What do we
Vehicle
got?
number 2 is actually a pair of vehicles.
Oh my, I'm mixing it up onto
A
it here.
1999 Cadillac Hearse and a 1997 Cadillac
Buy
Hearse.
me these for my birthday.
Is this
It's
the-
in February. Buy them now and send them to me.
Are these? Is this the hearse Kennedy was allegedly in? The ambulance?
I
They
have
drove
always wanted to own a hearse.
Isn't her matching black and white?
Because you're goth, right?
right, exactly. No, I almost bought a hearse recently.
He can take all his friends
Before
to
I
the
bought
My
the
Chemical
Honda,
Romance party.
I've always wanted to
Concert.
own a hearse. Always, seriously.
Just because of the
Well,
functional space, or
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
smell of dead
It's
people?
got a totally beefed up rear suspension, so you can haul with it. You know it's been properly maintained its whole life, and it's never really done any hard miles.
Yeah, you do like 3 miles an hour on the interstate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is a beautifully maintained car. It's luxurious, it's comfortable, it's soft, and everyone moves.
And
Well, there's only one hearse I would ever want to buy.
An MKT
the
hearse.
Munster.
No, the Ecto 1.
Well, it's got Landau bars. Are those a big selling point for you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's optional on Cadillac hearses in the late 90s.
I love this hearse.
Mm.
All right, but
auctioned
this seller is willing. He's parting them both out, so they're
Parting.
both separate. Not
Okay.
parts, but they're being sold separately. So I am going to go for the pair.
Together.
I'm asking for the pair of the price. How much would two late 90s Cadillac hearses go for?
Since I was actually pricing hearses, seriously, I was. I'm gonna say about $7,000 for both.
Okay.
How many
Colin?
miles?
One has 51, the other has 59,000.
Oh yeah, $7,000 for both.
I'm gonna say $20,000.
What state are they in?
Atlanta.
Is that a
So that would
state?
be Georgia.
No.
Even though they have an Orlando, Florida number.
Oh, all right. I would say I'm inclined to say $6,000 per, so 12 out the door.
6K per?
$6,000 US per hearse.
So 12,000
Yes.
together?
Yes.
And Steven, you're saying 7,000 each or 7,000 together?
7,000 together.
Okay. Well, Colin wins this one because he was asking 17,800
Yowzas.
For both?
for both.
Shut
One's
the front door.
one's $9,900, the other $7,900.
You have
These are like
got
brand
to
new
be...
cars.
No
You better
way
watch
in-
yourself, Steven.
He's pointing at you in the
Oh,
webcam.
nice
Hey,
try. So close.
You gotta be
We won't
forking
hold it
kidding
against
me.
you. Now
They're
get
brand
out.
new.
You're brand new.
I know. Look.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Colin is bewildered now.
Well,
Son of a...
Steve, like
biscuit
I
eating
just
bolt.
looked it up. A 1999 Honda Civic with automatic is $5,500. So if these cars, these cars are newer, I mean, it makes sense. They have less miles.
But the thing I always liked about hearses is the fact, like a Lincoln Town Car hearse, it's a station wagon that never existed.
Exactly.
Like
Way to be pragmatic, Jeff.
Dude, okay, here's what I want you to imagine. Just picture this. You're out, you're driving through the middle of nowhere. It's really, really late. You're so tired. You've got
Like my drive home
3
tonight.
hours before you get home, and you just want to take a quick nap. Sleep in the back of the hearse.
You could also do that in a minivan.
Yeah, but
some companies use minivans as hearses. That would be a crappy last trip.
I love hearses.
For some reason,
do.
Steve, I thought you meant like you would take a nap and the car would still be driving itself. I don't know.
Like that
Never mind.
Winnebago guy.
You
that
can only do
walked
that in
Oh, yeah.
motorhomes.
Right.
All right, so
I-
hearses.
Yeah, buy
The
me
hearse
these
duet.
hearses, people. Whoever's got $17,000, call this guy.
What's the beauty of it? It's a duet.
Flatbed them to me, Northville, Michigan, and make it happen.
What are you going to do with two of them, though? Begs the
One's
question.
black, one's white. So one's like, the late night hearse.
I'll tell you
The other one's your daytime hearse.
exactly.
Well, which is
or,
which?
or I will race them. I will tie them together.
Ooh.
I will display
Tie them
I will
together.
display them.
With perfect bungees.
You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I would do if I had two hearses? I would drive them to the RoundAbout studios every week.
In Livonia, Michigan.
Livonia,
Surprisingly
Michigan.
pleasant,
In
Livonia.
I
tandem
would-
somehow.
He would fix a rope to the tiller and
I-
wheels of the other car
would-
through the
I
open
would-
windows, and he could do both. That
I
way.
would drive them here for
They should make
y'all
a Chevy
to
Volt
see.
hearse.
Volt
What?
hearse?
A Chevy Volt hearse.
Why?
Why not?
Volters.
The Volt would just flip over.
Just remember, Steve, you don't drive white after Labor Day. So
Colin brings up an excellent
Very
point.
good.
Excellent
Is
point.
driving black better?
And Luke brings up a good point too. I could put my CRX in the back.
Could. So, vehicle number 3. Moving along here.
All right,
Give
this
us
would be
some
the
fiber.
perfect vehicle for the end of days or pretty much anything. It's an actual 1985 Humvee that was sold to the Saudi Royal Armed Guard,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's sitting in Nevada.
Well, that's got quite a pedigree then.
It does.
It's a real Humvee.
It came from the military, was sold to Saudi Arabia, and then it was purchased back, and now
Is
it's
it
in the
demilitarized?
U.S.
So
I don't know. It's got a machine gun on top.
so
But the guy goes on to say that most military sold Hummers running around are the soft top.
Mhm.
This is actually the slant top, which makes it look cooler.
Yeah, that's true. Those weren't cheap to begin with.
No.
Like the H1s, those were not cheap.
This is pre-H1.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
going to say
before...
because the rareness, $75,000.
That's. I'll say $70,000.
How dare you?
Craig?
80.
I
No. 69,990. No, what good would that do me?
would.
I'm gonna guess. Oh man, 60 flat, $60,000.
And again, the closest is Colin. He was $12
Yes.
off the price.
Yeah.
$74,988.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, but he went over.
You've just won a 1999 Chrysler
Rescind
Sebring
that.
LXI convertible with a combination.
Oh.
He was.
I don't play by the same rules. I go closest.
He
I think.
goes by whatever.
Son of a. All right, fine. Tell Colin about his Sebring.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Amazing. You've just won a 1999 Chrysler Sebring LXI convertible with a combination cassette player and AM/FM radio.
Cassette player.
Time to party like it's almost the year 2000.
Congratulations, Colin. How are you
you.
gonna? Are you gonna take? Where are you gonna take your Sebring?
Are you going to go pick up Rebecca Black?
It's a
and take her to
JXI.
I'm going to drive it into a tree.
Don't
The
do
funny
that.
thing about the Sebring, the JXI, when I was working at a Chrysler dealership, there was a recall that Chrysler put the trim level in the wrong place. So I was paid on like a shitload of cars to move the sticker on the trunk.
And that
It was
matter
hilarious.
is a safety concern. Why?
It
Or is it
wasn't. It was just like a...
See, and
Reason-
that's what I loved about late 90s Chrysler.
They
is,
care.
oh,
We
crap.
try
we'll-
harder.
We'll fix it in post.
Yes. They're a lot like a podcast, you're
Yeah.
saying, right? Yeah.
All right, our final vehicle for End of Days
I don't even want
is
to
a
know.
little Argo land-to-water amphibious vehicle.
Oh,
It's a six-wheel drive vehicle with a 17 horsepower engine
it's so
that
cute.
you can drive into the water.
I don't want it. I'm not
And
interested.
if you have to get away from people, like tornadoes, then
$1.
So cute.
Does it work
it's
still?
for over $15,000 according to this advertisement.
Yeah. I'm going to say 8,000.
Scott in
I'm
Cleveland is.
gonna
I'm sorry,
say-
Steven. Just a second. Scott in Cleveland is asking at Ben, why not a Plymouth Breeze? Go on.
Because it didn't come in convertible.
Precisely, because the Breeze wasn't actually a horrible car.
Well, there was the Stratus, the Breeze, and
Cirrus.
Cirrus.
The Cirrus.
Yeah, the Cirrus.
The cloud cars.
Yes. All right, so Craig, you said $1.
I did say $1.
I'll say $5,000.
well, you were the closest then because they want $4,000.
Yes.
But he went
But-
over.
It's crazy. Who would pay $4,000 for this thing?
I don't know.
Congratulations. You just won the title of Honorary Roundabout Colonel, the highest civilian accolade given out by the podcast.
And I gotta level up. I just
This
leveled
is the
up.
Colonel episode.
I
I
know.
swear to God, what are we worried about? End of days. Kentucky Colonel Fest here. Wow, that was special, Jeff. Great choices, by the way.
Those were fantastic.
Thank
and
you
again,
for playing.
about those hearses, remember,
Mhm. Chat room, scrape your nickels together.
get your money together, pool it all together for the We Love Stephen J. Ewing and want him to drive a cool hearses fund.
Drive a cool hearses, plural.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what we should do for the Dream Cruise?
Get a
What?
hearse?
Get a hearse.
Yes. Do it. Let's
Mm.
go. I'm not.
And 7
I
seconds.
want a hearse. for the
We
Dream Cruise.
we understand. Okay, we'll work on
I
it.
should take my Honda to the Dream Cruise.
My 1936 Ford will be done. I'm predicting for Woodward Dream Cruise 2027. So if you guys are in town, we're planning to be in the metro area. Let
I'll
me know.
race you in the Honda.
You will
I got a
beat me.
Schwinn.
You will beat me hands down. You will beat me as well, Jeff. 85 horsepower is not a lot of horsepowers.
How much does it weigh? In
2,600
units of
pounds.
Carney Wilson's. Old Carney.
2.5.
Okay.
Is that like?
Yeah, it is.
All right. Little inside joke here, guys.
It is. And we don't need to
No, we're not going to elaborate on that. But well, thank you guys. Great show as always, and pretty tight on the time. Look at that, 1 hour 18 minutes by my count. So,
Which means we started at 7.
Thanks, Colin.
Whoops.
he forgot about us,
Whoops.
didn't you? It's okay to
No.
admit it.
I think he did.
It was a Cubs game.
Cubbies rule.
Cubs win.
Who cares about sports, honestly?
I don't.
I don't know anything about
Neither.
sports. But Stephen J. Ewing from the one and only Autoblog.com. It's a pleasure having you on the program as always.
Yeah, go
Glad
get
you
our new
make-
iPhone app. We have a-
Talk to us about this
we have
iPhone.
a-
Maybe you can do a little demonstration because
we
you do
have
own an
a
iPhone.
brand new iPhone app. Where do I hold it up?
Way up there.
But
Hold on.
no, you can just hold it up here. People will be able to figure it out. On
Here, I'll hold it up. You go back and talk about it.
No, I'll do it.
He can't. We can't hear you though.
All right, there.
Ben,
that.
take the phone. Come. Don't
That's
drop
the
it. Neither.
big screen. This way I can.
That still looks terrible, Ben. But okay.
All right. So
Into
it's
the
the
microphone.
Autoblog iPhone app where you can access all of Autoblog, Autoblog Green, Translogic stuff, and then the AOL Autos.
What's
build price.
Translogic?
It's sort of a mobile tech in the car type of thing.
Mm.
So if you click on the Autoblog one, it just shows you the most recent stories in a nice, easy-to-use format. You can scroll through galleries, featured content, etc.
Is
And,
Zach Bowman on here?
Yeah, quite a bit. There it is. It's our brand new iPhone.
It's a
app.
very pretty app too, I must say.
It's just easy. That's what we like about it.
It fits the Apple.
It
It
just
fits the
works.
Apple simpleton.
And it's now available in the iTunes store in all countries.
Great. Well,
Android Marketplace?
Coming.
Okay.
Windows phones.
Coming soon
To know.
for the Android.
Windows.
Don't care about
Also iPad, Ben.
So there you go. Thank you, Stephen.
Sure.
Took you guys a while to get this app done, but I think the
Yeah,
quality
it did.
speaks for itself.
Yeah.
It was
it
worth
did
the wait.
take a minute or 10, but
Yeah.
there it is. So take a look at it if you have an iPhone.
Just
and
shows you how exciting things are over at
like
autoblog.com.
Yeah.
Jefferson Ross of Autotropolis, our good dear friend down in Jacksonville, Florida.
That's me.
What are you working on, friend?
Oh, all sorts of stuff. I'll be driving the new Saab 94X this weekend. So I'm surprisingly excited about. And then just a slew of other things.
Like
well,
a
that
log.
sounds
When I
like
hear
nearly
slew,
a lot.
When I hear slew, I think of a log flume for some reason. I'm not sure why.
No, I was sick for a week, so now I'm playing catch up.
Backlogged.
Ketchup?
Catch up.
The eternal dilemma. Catsup and ketchup.
It's
But you
ketchup.
can find all my stuff at autotropolis.com. And if you read a story, there are little stars down at the bottom to rate my article. So if you could give me a 5, that would be appreciated.
All right.
Don't give me a 1.
Winning.
You'll be number 1 if people give you a 5.
Yep.
Exactly.
All right.
5 equals 1.
Give him a number 3.
We
No.
went over this earlier, Stephen. All right.
No, give him a 5.
Stay on target.
Jeff always deserves a 5.
Yes, he does.
Yay.
Colin Bird, Colin Bird of Cars.com, specifically the KickingTires.com blog, which is a member, I understand, of the Cars.com family of web pages.
It is. That's how the family works right there.
In the family way.
Right, yeah.
Keep it in the family.
Whoa. But I'm trying to think of anything that we're not that we're working on.
You guys are probably
Well-
exhausted from that big comparison, trains, planes, automobiles type thing.
Yeah, we're actually doing another one. I don't really know if they're talking about that one that much yet, so I don't know if I should mention it. But what can I mention? Well, I'm writing something about like used cars, basically like a beater, and about how they're hard to come by now, especially the high efficiency models, because of cash for clunkers and the fact that people want them. So at auction, they're hard to get. So it's very detailed and measured, but that will be out sometime next week. And we have apps too. Woo! Pickup Trucks app and the Cars.com app. Download them.
Just an app fest.
Fantastic.
The apps.
Happy
Just
days
app.
are here at last.
What's the haps with yo apps?
Did you code those apps, Colin, yourself? I understand you're quite a computer whiz.
Did I? No.
No.
Not so much. Well, Colin, thank you for making it. Always a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks for waiting for me.
Well, yeah. We're pretty patient folks here. Just don't test us.
Move on!
We're capable of infinite forgiveness. Just don't test the limits of infinity. And remember, you can watch Roundabout live every Friday evening starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. That is 3:30 on the West Coast. And don't forget to check out the rest of the Autoline family of fine programs, including Autoline Detroit, Autoline After Hours, and, of course, available 5 days a week, Autoline Daily. If you want to get in touch with us, you have a question or a comment, feel free. We have a Google Voice number, our RoAB hotline, if you will. Just give us a shout at 1559-RoAB, that's ROAB 411. In numbers, that's 1559-762-2411. We're also on Twitter. It's twitter.com/roundaboutshow. We do the Facebook as well, facebook.com/roundaboutshow. Lots of great stuff there. Lots of engaged fans post on our site, so it's a good time. So, visit it. If you can't find us, search. We're there. We'd love to hear from you. If you never want to miss an action-packed episode, and frankly, who doesn't? All this talk of Helen Hunt, toilets, apocalypse.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
That's action. That is action.
Audio action. You won't find higher quality audio action at a better price.
I'd agree.
You can't. We are on
Sustained.
iTunes. You can, very good. We are on the iTunes or the Zune Marketplace. So
The
take your
what?
pick. Pick your poison. iTunes.
No, the other one you mentioned.
The Zune.
Oh, I thought those went out of. I thought that's like the like Saturn, like it's gone now.
No.
It's getting discontinued.
It didn't get Oldsmobile, guys. No.
Oh.
So yeah, that that's Roundabout. So thank you all. Thank all of you out there listening, and we invite you to please join us again next week, and we will talk to you then. So take care. Stay classy.
How you like it?
Oh man.
That's a show. That was a good show.
Was it?
Yeah. Good show.
Crying on the inside. Just a little. Good hustle.
Where's Michelle?
Well, we kind of do a thing now. It was getting a little difficult to have shows with lots of people, so we kind of rotate people in and out. So,
You want to see a cool picture?
Yeah.
yes.
Show.
It's better not be porn.
It's a Bronchco.
That's awesome.
Oh, cool.
It is porn.
And that's me
Yeah, I was about to say, is that you?
a long time ago.
Jefferson.
Look how much hair I had.
That ratty little mustache he's wearing.
Look at you.
But yeah, I helped rebuild that truck. It was a lot of fun.
That's
Like,
sweet. How long
10
ago was
years
that?
ago.
Oh,
10 years ago.
you answered my question as I was asking it.
I'm in your head.
Where is it
Oh.
now?
I don't know. I would hate to imagine.
You got a what? Oh. Craigie's going to pee.
Is that Craig?
Craig's going to go do a number 3 in the bathroom.
What does that mean?
He brought his own sheets.
He brought his
Do a
own
number
sheets.
3.
What does it mean? Colin, if you're on IM, I will explain to you what going number 3 is.
Urban Dictionary says it will tell me what it means.
Hold on, let me
it
make
will.
sure that's the. It's got to be.
Oh. That's what it,
Oh.
Urban Dictionary going. Yeah, that's going number 3.
what are you guys up to this weekend?
Going to put some miles on a Lexus CT.
Filling the void of my best friend moving to Germany by hanging out with everyone else I know.
Oh.
You having a CT, Jeff?
Yeah.
Let me know how it is.
Yeah, I really want. That's like my favorite
like
part
the-
right now.
Yeah, I just wish it wasn't hybrid.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about the CRZ though.
Actually, you know what's funny is I was having lunch with my roommate, her dad, and her brother yesterday, and her dad was just like out of nowhere said, "Oh, you know what car I really think is cool is that new Lexus that's a hybrid on like the CT hatchback." He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "That is so awesome." And I said, "Well, I'm getting one at the end of this month." Actually, he's like, "Oh my God, you have to bring it over. Like, you have to come show me. You have to take me around in it." Like, he was really excited about the CT 200H.
Now, that's what I've been hearing a lot too. Is that I mean, it's sold above expectations. It did terrible this month though, but that's mainly due to the Japan quake.
Right. Well, even then, it's still. I mean, it's like tripling HS250H sales,
Yeah.
but that's because the
Summer.
HS is a really expensive,
Yeah,
really
backwards.
inefficient Prius.
Yeah, it's like
I-
the Lexus CT is packaged perfectly. It's cheap. It's fuel efficient. I mean, relatively
And
cheap.
it looks cool.
It does look really good. I like the way it looks.
I like the interior.
I'm really
But
glad
I've-
it's a hatch.
I was talking to one of the I was at the Texas Auto Writers thing this weekend, and the
KWA,
Lexus,
if you will.
yes,
Kiwa.
the Lexus representative called it the CT250, and I'm like, how do you
guess.
frick that up?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it for a few days next week too. I'm kind of excited. That and the IS 250C once I get them with the
Boo.
Oh,
smart
I'm
car.
so sorry.
250 blows.
It's better than the smart car, man. This is the first time I've ever had this. This thing is appalling.
It's the 250C.
The IS.
Yeah, the IS
convertible.
250C.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Just go rent a Toyota Camry Solara.
That thing is such a total dog.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't really been in that many convertibles, so that and I'm getting the Camaro convertible. So since the weather's
that's
getting
cool.
better, it's gonna be
I have
fun.
so far I've only had one convertible this year, and it was in early February.
Well, that's the time to have it in Michigan. You stand out.
You know what though? I did drive it with the top down the weekend I had it. It was like 35 degrees at one point, and I put the top down.
Guess which convertible I got to ride in with Michelle?
The
Ford Focus.
Mustang
Even better.
Veyron.
Smart for two.
M1.
Oh, getting
Is it?
close with the Veyron.
Oh.
Aston Martin.
I'll just tell you, it's the Murano Cross Cabriolet. I don't know if you guys have heard of this thing. It is amazing.
I'm not.
It
What'd you
seems
think?
awesome. Was it actually good, or are you being sarcastic?
I'm being sarcastic. The thing
Oh.
it was awful.
Really?
Yeah, this thing was like a 1980s convertible.
Like jiggly and just loose.
Jiggly, rattly, rickety.
It was like driving Carney Wilson.
Yes.
K car.
No.
If someone forces me to buy a Murano Cross Cabriolet, the license plate will say Carney Wilson.
Are you gonna get it in that awesome like I really want everyone to hate me green?
No, I would get it in the. I look like a number 2 brown.
What? Well, that's charming. Onto it here.
I mean, it was a great idea, Nissan, but it just didn't need to happen.
Ben, are you going to the Mama thing at least?
I'm not a member.
I am a member, but I can't make it, Colin.
When is it?
It's next. It's 2 weeks from now, May 27th.
I'm thinking about joining for next year.
You should join.
It's awesome.
Well, I know. I'm trying to hang out with more people because I don't get to hang out with anyone in Florida.
You should join.
I figured.
I don't know
I'm
if
so
you're not in the Midwest, but I don't think
I
that's
didn't.
I'm not in Texas either.
I didn't re-up my mama dues for this year, so I'm
So
not in
cheap.
anymore.
It's not even that expensive.
How much is it? Like 50?
It's like $100, I think. Is it?
65 for Mama.
Oh, yeah,
It's
65 for
65.
the fall
Yeah.
rally, right?
I didn't re-up
Plus.
this year, so I
How
guess
much
I'm
is it
out.
per year?
I think I just think you just pay for the rallies, right?
No,
It's
Mama is
six-
65.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think
the
it's-
rally is like 40 or 25 rally fee
Yeah.
and something else.
and
for like
and you pay. They pays you for not your board, but your room, and for 2 days. So it's a good deal.
So they have more than just the spring thing?
There's a
They do
spring
a
and
fall.
the fall rally. The fall rally is
Cool.
a lot bigger.
Are they both at Elkhart?
No, one's the other one. The fall is like somewhere else. Isn't the Volo
America
Auto Museum?
Road Ray or something like that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about joining it. I'm a member of this Florida group, and it's, they call it the Southern Automotive Media Association, and pretty
SAMA?
much it's just like it's all it is Miami people. So I joined TAWA,
Texas.
Texas. But I mean, that's cool. I met more people in Texas, in one trip than I do, in 3 years in Miami.
I keep telling myself I'm gonna go to the mama ones, and then I just don't. And I don't know why. I just don't.
What if I were there?
Well, then I'd
Do they-
definitely be there.
Do
What
they
always
let you,
happens is I always have like some reason why I can't go. Like I have something to do.
Because it seems like it would be good just to get a bunch of cars out of the way, for like a post or something.
Yeah, but you can't like review a car.
No, you can't. But
Unless your name is Small Better.
Oh.
Huh?
Yeah,
We love you, Joel.
Oh.
no.
Speaking of Carney Wilson, I
10
found-
minutes ago.
Oh,
Are
I
we
thought
still
they were
broadcasting?
referencing her right now.
I think we are broadcasting still.
We are,
Velveeta.
yes.
I've looked up her fall to your knees mac and cheese.
Where are we gonna go for food?
We're gonna figure that out in a minute here. Let me make you hungry though. Velveeta, 10 ounces of Velveeta, 10 ounces of Vermont white cheddar cut into 1-inch squares, 15 ounces of
Gruyere.
1 1/2 cups of Jack and cheddar cheese combined,
Oh my
4
God.
ounces sour cream, 2/3 of a
Cream
cup.
cheese.
Pardon me, cream cheese. 2/3 of a cup sour cream, 1 1/3 cups heavy cream, 1 1/3 cups half and half, egg, a little bit of flour, Worcestershire sauce, garlic powder, onion powder, dry mustard powder. Didn't know they made that. Cayenne, a little cayenne pepper, a little nutmeg if you wish, some kosher salt, a pinch of paprika, and an angioplasty.
That would give me a stroke.
I make it every year at Thanksgiving.
I
It's
had
amazing.
some
Oh my
mac and
God.
cheese the other day. It was like bacon
Oh my
mac and
God, Where
cheese.
can we go that has really good mac and cheese? Ben, where
Flo's.
around here has
Mm,
great mac
I
and
don't
cheese?
know. I
that isn't
haven't-
Flo's?
I haven't
I think
found a lot of.
that would be.
Find barbecue.
No, we don't want barbecue. I want mac and cheese.
Well, I think we're gonna go off the air now. This kind of reminds me of. Have you ever heard "Ask My Neighbor"
No.
or "Ask Your Neighbor"?
No.
It's worth a listen to because it's this show.
listen to Ben.
If it's still
No.
on, it's this AM radio show. I forget what channel,
Mhm.
but it's been on for like 50 years now, and people, the neighbors, quote unquote, call in, and they'll have like a recipe to recommend, or
Mhm.
I want to know what Marjorie's recipe for French onion soup is because I lost all my recipes in a fire. And
Old
okay,
people.
well, if anyone has
shut-ins.
Marjorie's, it's shut-ins is what it is.
Oh,
I
I love shut-in.
You want to be one when you grow up, don't you?
If anyone has Marjorie's recipe for French onion soup, give us a call, and then 10 minutes later, someone will call in. I think I have a recipe. I'm not sure if it's Marjorie's or not. Okay. Well, why don't you start giving us the ingredients, and we'll see if it works for Charisse. You ready? I got my pencil handy. Of course, this will all be posted on the website, or if you want to buy our book of recipes.
They don't know what a website is.
I know.
Well, it's also like a show for people from the 50s. All
Yes.
the food you were telling me was like
I'm
ham
gonna-
Oh, yeah,
rocks
it's
or
like-
something.
I'm
or-
It's
gonna
like Jello
Google
molds with, olives in there.
Mac and cheese.
Connie Wilson. Wow.
Mac
All right,
and
but
cheese.
anyway.
Thank you, chatters. If you're still
Right.